Oh.
It was an immediate response. In hours, all their issues were resolved.
That was in hours.
So because maybe
the elite is affected.
The elite is directly affected. A lot of these guys have their kids out of the country, and those that are not out of the country are in private universities all around. They're not affected. It's not a direct thing to them. They don't even feel it. It's unfortunate.
Well, more details on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. We also have, finally from the Punch, court stops Lagos from demolishing Ikoyi buildings. I'm interested in this. Let me just see what we have, more details on that. I suspect
the investors have gone to court. The investors have been speaking. There are people who have put money in that project,
Okay, well, as it is now, Justice Adewumi Oshin of the Lagos High Court has stopped the Lagos State government from taking over and demolishing the 2 remaining high-rise buildings constructed by Fourscore Heights. They also ordered all parties in the suit to maintain status quo, pending the hearing and determination of a suit filed by 15 subscribers.
Even before I read, I knew they were going to go to court.
Okay, because if some of them have paid.
There are investors there are a lot of off-takers. I'm sure some of them have even completed payment for those apartments. But there's a Lagos State law that actually talks about if a building collapses, the government takes over the entire land. So in between all of this, the courts will decide, but the safety of the other buildings too is what we should extremely. We need to. Yes, the investments are there. Subscribers are worried about their investment, but the safety of lives and properties, lives particularly, is paramount in this case. We need to be sure that those 2 other buildings too can stand the test of time.
All right, and that's all we have from the Punch newspaper. I'm sorry, I can't get over this. This is very interesting.
Sometimes it happens.
That's all we have. Elections are coming. I just can't.
We're going to see more of it, yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the Nation newspaper. And, you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. It's trends in the papers. We're looking through the front pages of our papers, and we're currently on the Nation. And the major headline from the Nation is, Wike bombs Ayu.
Don't bomber. Wike the bomber.
Did you know Wike now has a band?
And they have this kind of music that they play. Very funny.
That follows him around.
Yes, it's his time to shine.
That's amazing.
And you see that, when it comes to even his wardrobe, I think there's a lot of upgrades.
Green, white, green.
No, I saw this pink. There was a time it was.
It's now on suits. It's pink, color like
somebody's
like flash colors.
Yeah,
with cap and the glasses and the stick. The stick is very important.
Yeah, so now in time, in time to shine.
Wike bombs Ayu PDP as party's crisis deepens, and the writers to that is National Chair, a prodigal father, says Rivers helmsman. The father that went and came back.
I like the way the Nation is helping them to
color, to put color in
the ad.
I'm helping them to fan it.
you know now.
I don't know.
Okay.
Governors begin plot to sack Ayu. So the report has the days of national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Iyorchia Ayu, may be numbered following a fresh plot by the governors elected on the platform to sack him. Don't forget that Wike has on his side about four governors.
Yeah.
How many PDP governors do we have?
And a lot of senators and a lot of House of Reps.
Exactly. So if you have almost 4, and yourself inclusive, I can't even.
And those are strong governors too, as far as the PDP is concerned. Yeah.
So you have the governors have started mobilizing members of the NEC to be a part of the move to forge unity ahead of the 2023 poll. Also yesterday, former PDP National Chairman Chief Bode George cautioned Ayu against unguarded statements capable
but he's not cautioning Wike
of escalating the crisis.
Okay.
He defended Wike for asking him to resign, saying the Rivers governor was after equity and justice.
No.
So what are we looking at here in the PDP?
Sandra, the issue of equity and justice was thrown out of the windows
by PDP itself.
By PDP the moment they threw their ticket open. Ab initio. Don't let anybody, all of these things, but they just should not try. And we were up. We monitored the event. We projected it. I remember I said that the PDP will run into crisis if that issue was not well managed. The moment they threw their ticket open and abandoned zoning, which is an integral part of PDP, equity, fairness, and justice, nobody should talk about it again. And as far as I'm concerned, Wike is not even for equity and justice. It's just for himself. He is a bitter, sore loser. It's as simple as that.
Okay, but do you think at this time the presidential candidate should just do something, take charge, before the crisis?
Who says he's not in charge? Atiku is moving around. He was in Kano. I think he's been.
Is the state of that party healthy? Would you call the state of that party healthy? Do you think that party is ready for campaigns?
No, the party is not ready. But what is he going to do? What exactly is he going to do? You see, the demands of...
You've been asking for a leader to do something.
So who is the leader now?
It's the presidential candidate.
The leader, the presidential candidate that they are not even listening to? That the governors are even threatening?
How do you know? They can't remove him now.
They know he has the ticket of the party. What I'm saying is that there's no leader to whip all of these guys to line and say, hey, let's work for the party. Bodejo that's supposed to be one of the leaders is also taking sides already. And I like what Ayu has said, that look, hey you guys, maybe I need to remind you, we are the founding fathers of the party. When we were working to set up this party, you guys were still
but they've called him a prodigal father now. So
how?
If we are children, but you're a prodigal father.
What exactly did he do? I don't know. That has made him a prodigal father. And in all of this, the health of the party keeps waning, keeps dropping, and the devil has taken over in the PDP. That's just a simple thing. But anybody just works again.
I'm going to allow you this week, okay?
But next week I will not use the devil again.
Please.
Body judge.
But as regards this bombing or no bombing, I can't wait for the discourse on political roundtable on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, more details on page 4 of the Nation newspaper.
And he said he's going to help the PDP to lose. As a member of the PDP,
it is not in my trends.
You will see it.
It's okay. When I get there, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Calm down. What did PDP do to you? What?
No. It's what is in the papers.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Okay. Right. I know I saw it somewhere this morning.
It's okay. All right. Well, more details on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. So let's keep moving now. We also have 38 million liters of petrol smuggled out daily, says Customs.
Somebody's releasing it too.
So that's
yeah, what the Customs?
Yeah. Yes, Customs.
We do 16 million. You do 98 million.
Yes.
So why do you okay?
So that's what he's alligating.
It's a big one. It's a big revelation by the Customs CG.
If we are consuming 60
million
and we're pushing out 98, then that means that 38 is being used for some.
So who is releasing it?
From dark time activities.
And what's the intention of the release of that excess?
Rainy days reserve.
It's not reserve, is it?
Okay.
It's pushed out somewhere. There are people taking it out of the country.
Well, we're coming back to this, and you have more detail. Sorry, the writers to that doubts over 60 million liter daily consumption.
Even the daily consumption is still there. Is not sure.
That's what I just questions over 6.72 trillion naira subsidy vote in budget 2023 proposal. Now, what's interesting in all of this is petrol consumption. There are questions here. In the corner, the corner of the nation, bottom corner of the nation. And what I have is, how true is NNPC's 60 million liter daily consumption claim? Why should the corporation supply 98 million liters daily? What happens to the excess 38 million liters? Who collects subsidy on the excess? So now you know what our focus is.
They've helped us to ask the question.
Open up, exactly. We'll just ask the same question. I'll just move on. More details on page 1. Or no, it can't be page 1, but you can get more details inside the paper. Moving on now, we also have ASU on mission to destroy varsity education, says Nance. It's okay. Just calm down.
From my chef phone again, have you?
More details on
page
of 2. It's come from Nance. I know. We can't say, is his statement. It could be a collective statement.
He said something yesterday, so he's just retracing it again. Yeah.
Yes. So the National Association of Nigerian Students has carpeted the leadership of ASU for extending the strike indefinitely. So in a statement yesterday, NAN's President Adedayo Sunday Ashefon said, we have taken the time to review the decision of ASU to declare an indefinite strike after the ongoing 6-month strike. We consider the decision not only unpatriotic, unnecessary, but wicked and definitely not in the interest of our nation or the tertiary education system in Nigeria. And what he's saying is that such a decision was easy for ASU because many of their leaders do not have their children in public universities and still keep employment at various private universities across the country. So as such, they are not affected by their attempt to collapse the sector for their selfish and inconsiderate gains.
I can't believe this is a statement from a NANS president, but it's okay.
It's okay.
He has a right to his own.
Well, right after that, students' body seeks probe of unions leadership. Union Shun, we won't overshoot admission quota despite ASU strike. But you can get more details of NAN's position on ASU and on this. They're saying ASU's mission is to destroy varsity education. But more details on page
from a NAN's president.
From a NAN's president, yes.
It's unbelievable. That's fine.
More details on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. 7 die in Ekiti. Okay, there's more details on so 7 travelers have died in a road crash involving 2 vehicles in the Iluomoba Aishegba highway in the Boyin council area of council area of Ekiti state. So an 18-passenger bus and a Toyota car had an head-on collision. All right, and more details on page 3 of the Nation. We also have here Buhari, Tinubu, Lawan, Gbajabiamila, others greet Shetima at 56. Shetima is celebrating his birthday, 56. That's interesting. He's 56 years old. Yeah. More details on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. I also have here Oyomesi to interview 86 for Alafin stool. Screening begins on Monday. That's a lot of
people to screen.
A lot of people to screen. How many royal houses do they have in Oyo?
To have 86.
To have 86
prospective Alafin.
Yes, that's interesting.
That stool is so attractive. Apart from the fact that it's an ancient stool with so much powers, but the late Alafin, the immediate Alafin, also brought some glamour that would interest anybody.
With his array of wives.
Yeah, of course, now everybody will want to have that.
And they're all fair. This thing.
Maybe the new Alafin may like them black.
Why are you looking at me?
Is it black or dark?
It's dark.
Please. Okay, sorry, dark. Yeah, sorry. I just had to.
All right, so
you know that kind of mixture. You have.
It maybe doesn't.
But
it's open-minded.
Yeah, we just mix it up.
So 10 contestants would appear for interview on a daily basis before the next test will be announced on the selection process of the next.
But can't the IFA just pick somebody?
The IFA, I'm sure there's a thing. That's
no,
why we
before
have
do the interview, then the IFA.
That's why we have
yesterday there was an IFA part of it that IFA would eventually choose.
Don't you think the IFA is part of the screening process?
How? IFA will sit down and screen people. IFA is like a deity, a kind of divination.
And when there's maybe because
like,
hold on, Fuad. There's a possibility that we are just using English to maybe it is consultation that they want to do for all this.
They say screening. No.
Dude, are they going to present a CV? Are they going to present certificates? So I don't know.
I never attended one, so I don't know.
That's what we're saying. So it could be that.
But I'm thinking that IFA would have made it very easy, just very fast. Just okay, this is the chosen person.
But you can't also say that the IFA is not involved in the screening.
But 86, that's a lot of people to screen.
For the IFA to screen. The IFA does not get
I'm not sure IFA is at this stage of the screening. I think you first screen and you now present them to IFA.
That's the one who speaks on behalf of the IFA will be there. It's part of the Oyo missing.
Okay, anyways.
All right, so don't be so. Are you from Oyo State?
No, I'm just trying to. I just feel that IFA will make it easy and fast.
Just consult. Just give us a name. And we'll just move on.
And then we'll go on. We'll have a new.
I'm sure they have their ways. So let's
allow the process.
More details on page 3. 11.9 billion naira stolen from Kwara's treasury between 2011 and 2019, says the report.
Who was the governor then?
Kwara.
Yeah,
2011.
2019.
Why are you asking?
I just.
No, I know.
Okay.
But don't ask.
DME is not here today. It would have been nice to ask him that question.
Who was the governor between 20
of Kwara State?
Well, we've not heard from him in a while. I was asking about him 2 days ago. Where is
okay.
he?
It's
Hope
fine.
he's okay.
It's
fine.
He's all well and good. Yeah.
Well, the report is saying 11.9 billion naira was stolen from Kwara's treasury. Can't get the I can't get the page that it continues on. I would have loved to get more details, but you can check the Nation newspaper.
Yeah.
Yes, for the you can
Kwara
just
State
check.
Indigens should check that out.
Everybody should check that out. 11.9 billion is a lot of money, so everybody should check that out. All right, why our debt profile will continue to rise? That's coming from the Debt Management Office. The Speaker Oluomo.
Okay, that's close to home, so that's serious.
It's a serious issue. But what we have here is that EFCC arrested Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Olakunle Oluomo, at the Murtala Mohammed Airport. And Oluomo was nabbed over allegations surrounding financial crimes and was taken to the Lagos office of EFCC. So he was picked up around 9 a.m. at the airport following a tip-off. And he and some others were accused of forging signatures and financial documents of the assembly.
Oh. And as a speaker, and I think representative for local government is from me for local government. That's why I'm a bit interested.
Maybe okay. Well, it's still there are still allegations.
Well, yeah. I think if there's any case against me, we'll have his day in court. So
yes. All right, still moving on now. We're moving on to the Guardian newspaper now. You're still on to Mainland 98.3 FM. It's trends in the papers. And we're currently live on YouTube and Facebook at Mainland 98.3 FM. The Guardian newspaper, the major headline there: stop borrowing. Experts warn federal government as debt profile hits 41.6 trillion naira. So we have a bunch of riders to that. Okay, so let me just rush through. Government owing 85% of Nigeria's debt, says DMO. Customs boss faults NNPC subsidy payment claims, says 36 million litres daily petrol consumption unaccounted for. Terrible debt financing is policy option. Turn dead assets to cash flow and stop borrowing. Don't know who that is from. Increase revenue, block leakages to get out of trouble, Bismarck suggests.
That's Bismarck Rwani, yeah.
Borrowing is a burden if it won't increase future cash flow. Insists. 2023 fiscal plan is self-contradictory. Don't make Nigerians perpetual losers. And we'll have finally, Huriwa knocks government over non-provision for capital projects in 2023
we
budget.
said we talked about that because there's no money to finance it. So we're actually going to be borrowing next year for recurrent expenditure, just pay salaries, basically.
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Well, economists have come hard on federal government as it proposes another round of borrowing for 2023 budget year.
We don't have money to finance it, and we're going to borrow to finance that.
Earlier in the week, the Minister of Finance, Budget and Planning was proposing a borrowing of 19 trillion naira. All right. So unanimously, they warned government to stop borrowing. Okay. Just yesterday, as the Director General of the DMO confirmed that Nigeria's debt profile as at March 2022 stood at 4.6 trillion. So, Oniha, yes, that's the DG, during her appearance at the ongoing engagement, attributed Nigeria's high debt profile to lack of revenue and approval of the yearly budget with a deficit by the National Assembly, which increased the nation's debt stock. So I want to remind us or bring to our memory the position of one of our callers when we said that how can you use recent income to use it to fund something that was already in the budget and is supposed to have been working on, when we said the 23 million yes is going to be used for capital ongoing projects already, and he said, when you have a budget, you're supposed to work as the money comes. So that's why we have deficits.
You see, the thing is this, Sandra, if you look at all of the riders to that headline, they it simply just says it all. We're looking at the issue of revenue and expenditure here, and that's why we're looking at deficits when we talk about budgeting. You have this projection, you don't even have the money. This is what you are expecting in terms of revenue. The others would have to come from borrowing because you can't even get enough revenue to fund it. Now, let's ask ourselves, what is the simple thing to do if you're going to be talking about revenue generation?
Yes.
With all of these leakages, the CG of Customs that should know, and I know he knows what he's saying. He's not just bringing the figures from his head. I know Ali very well. He's a very, very thorough person. He's saying that, look, the subsidy thing can't be justified. That's part of our revenue that's been filtered away in a very fraudulent subsidy regime, and nobody's doing anything about it. If the 60 million daily consumption is still being challenged, it's not, we are not even sure. To add insult to injury, you are now even releasing excess of 38 million liters daily, Sandra. Is it, are we releasing to ghosts, or where does that go to? And you have the DG turned CEO NNPC Limited that is still sitting comfortably on his seat. And that's why people will tell you that his recent statement of June 2023 projection of us refining locally is a face saver, just to distract our minds from the real issues. You know, I said it again, Sandra, that transition of NNPC to limited that was done in a hurry, for me, all right, smacks a bit of hypocrisy somewhere. It's an attempt to cover a lot of things. We cannot transit, we cannot move forward, we cannot solve the issue of the problem, or the problem of the country, if we don't dig the real issues out and solve it now. People need to account for all of these things. We need to ask questions, and they need to account for all of these things. These are people who have stolen Nigeria to its current state.
Okay, thank you very much, Fuhad. Let me just read something from the report, and then maybe we can look on, because it's depressing. Actually. It's
depressing, yeah, completely depressing.
You must look at revenues very closely for funding our activities as opposed to deficit. So we're talking 11 trillion deficit and borrowing for 2023. So how much is the revenue there? That's one. So when we look at the first tranche, that was 10 trillion naira for full year of subsidy and 9 trillion naira for subsidy next year, the size of the borrowing was 62% of the budget. So that's high. And if you query the various expenditure lines and see what it is that we can handle, so if the deficit is lower, the borrowing will be lower. And that's how to grow on a slower pace. All right. So as it is now, we're in trouble.
Well, we've always said that. It's obvious.
That's
we're going into 2023 with
serious issues, because we're on 11 trillion deficit for next year. We have not even entered the year.
Do you know that we still have a lot of debt that we're servicing? We don't even have enough money, Sandra, to even service the debts that we've incurred. So we are going to borrow more. The revenue outlook is not even looking good. But you have these crazy leakages going on.
Is there a reason why the federal government is not leveraging on the agri sector for revenue generation?
Sandra, if we're going to be talking about that, we're looking at long-term issues. We talked about short, medium-term, and long-term solutions. For now, because you see that one, let us not even talk about it, because it's not going to come up in any of the plans that we have now. Let's just forget about that. Okay. But we are talking about the oil sector, which accounts for 80 to 90% of our revenue as it is. Can we just do the right thing in that sector, at least to stop us from going into a complete ditch as a nation? We need to quickly plug the loopholes in that area, check the subsidy regime. I don't know how fast we can quickly fix our refinery so that we can refine locally, but at least in the minimum, can we look at what is going on in the subsidy regime? That's a short-term solution.
All right, stop borrowing. Experts warn federal government as debt profile hits 41.6 trillion naira. More details on page 6 and 23 of The Guardian. Also have here Nigerian economy gasps for breath as bandits, thieves, saboteurs lay siege.
That one.
You can get more details of that on pages 4 and 5 of The Guardian. And I like when you go to pages 4 and 5, there's this, it's really, it's well, it's a comprehensive.
It's a comprehensive report.
Yes, it's a comprehensive report.
You have the bandits, you have the thieves, saboteurs. And we can talk about the bandits, Sandra, but the thieves and saboteurs are within and outside government. We can even say bandits are within government.
What more details?
Yes, now, because look,
on pages,
the people releasing 38 million liters, are they not bandits that we can't account for? They are our economic bandits. They are the ones who are stealing us dry. Those are bandits within our system. Forget about the bandits in the bush. Those ones, yes, they are also causing their own havoc. But what of the bandits, the thieves within our system?
All right.
Because the custom guy has just said it. We can't even account for what we are doing.
Okay. All right. Let's move now. More details on pages 4 and 5 of The Guardian. Also have, we will help PDP lose in 2023. Wike replies Ayu. And that is on page 6.
So can we safely say Wike is not going to work for the PDP?
Are these not anti-party statements? And why is PDP not doing anything?
What would they do to him?
About this?
Okay, what are they going to do? They'll expel him from the party? Somewhere that they are still begging.
Yeah.
That's why we are asking ourselves, what exactly is the electoral value, political value of Wike? There's something about that man that we don't know, Sandra. But for you to make that kind of statement as a member of a party, to say we'll help the party lose.
All right, so let me just, shed more light. Ayu granted an interview with BBC Hausa. He said, I have not violated any rule. In fact, I'm working to bring reforms to the party. I'm truly not bothered by the unnecessary controversy being generated. When we started PDP, these children were not around. They are children who do not know why we formed the party, and we will not allow any individual to destabilize our party. That's from Ayu.
That's very emphatic.
And then Wike responded and said he described Ayu as a greedy man who was only after his own interest. And he said it was obvious that Ayu wanted the PDP to lose in 2023 and he was willing to assist him to achieve that. And he's saying, I'm quoting, you can imagine what power can do. You can imagine the ingratitude, how people can be ingrates in their lives. I thought as chairman of a party, which means to win elections, you're busy to your party. So he said a lot of things. He said,
so he's more arrogant now between Ayu and Wike.
He said, Ayu, you said you founded this party, but you left the party in 2007. There's a lot of petty back and forth. You can calls on Obasanjo, IBB, Abubakar to prevail on Ayu to resign.
Those are the leaders. He's trying to wake them up. Yeah.
Jonathan can't
save this sinking
you.
Ship.
Jonathan can't save you. PDP mocks Tinubu. PDP to unveil campaign council next week. Okay.
It's obvious Atiku is moving on.
He's not bothered by what is happening. So more details on page 6, but that's a very heavy statement from Wike. As it is now, will help PDP lose in 2023. That sounds scary on behalf of PDP. But
I was wondering whether you've taken a membership card of PDP that we did.
Nigeria now has 20 million out of school. NULGE, Union of Local Governments or Local Government Employees, vows to mobilize against APC in 2023 over governors' opposition to local government autonomy.
It's not only the APC.
I wanted to ask that are all the governors in Nigeria APC?
It's all the governors on this one. They are all together on this because for obvious reasons.
They all came together
and agreed that no, they don't want that autonomy. But the president actually wanted it.
So maybe that's where you link. Maybe that's where you link it to. So.
No, the president actually wanted more powers for the local governments. In fact, he had proposed direct remittances of their revenue of their allocation directly to the local government. But the governor said no, it still has to go through them. So it's the governors. It should have been all the governors, not APC. It's not an APC thing.
More details on page 7. We also have NAF jets kill 49 Boko Haram fighters in Borno and Kaduna. More details on page 2. And still kudos to our military men for the good work that they are doing. Jigawa government seeks aid for flood victims. I think we talked about that earlier in the week also. All right, and finally on trends in the papers this morning, we're going to be looking through Vanguard newspaper. Yes, you're still on to Mainland 98.3 FM, and in a few minutes we'll be wrapping things up on this segment, trends in the papers, and by 8:40 we'll move on to Mainland Focus. Yes. All right, Vanguard, the major headline from Vanguard: PDP crisis worsens as Wike Bode George insists Ayu quits. And then we have riders to that. Say what you like, it won't save you. Wike blasts Ayu. What's up with the bombing and the blasting and the firing?
The editors, the editors are just,
it's very a lot of color.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Every color,
Wike blasts Ayu.
Well, who bombs the other one? Yeah. Ayu bombs Wiki or Wiki bombs Ayu?
It's Wike that bomb Ayu too.
Is the one blasting Ayu too now?
It's the one that blasted him also.
May God save the soul of Ayu.
He must go before campaigns begin, says Body George. That's Ayu must go before campaigns begin. Says party chair must go to the south. But why is it now, after their presidential candidate has been chosen?
So how does the party chair coming to the south now promote or justify equity and fairness? As in what's that?
Let's look at this deeply, because when the presidential candidate was elected,
yes,
after the chairman of the party was elected.
Yes, now.
So they elected the chairman of all of them came together and elected.
And you knew he was from the north.
They
at that time,
knew that he was from the north.
Now you threw your ticket open for a northerner to even contest in that election.
And when you know that your chairman is
from
already from the north,
okay, simple logic.
Does it not make sense
to not allow any northerner to zone the presidential ticket to the south?
So now you throw open your presidential ticket,
allow a northerner contest to,
and allowed a northerner to contest.
People like Body George were alive then, no, they didn't say anything.
And a northerner now has
beat all of you to the game
ticket.
And now shouting.
And now Ayu has to be the one thrown under the bus. Why? For that PDP, what is happening? I'm just asking. I'm not following forward to be angry. Me, I'm curious.
Is the oil something that
there
is
must
getting me annoyed?
Be a reason for, because there was a 37-man panel for crying out loud.
I said that was a joke then. Remember, Sandra?
And the 37, are you telling me the 37-man panel could not have prevented this?
That was when the zoning issue, they were still thinking the zoning issue then.
They could have prevented this, where a member of the panel was saying one thing.
If I'm you, I will not step down.
The chairman of the committee was saying
another thing. And they can't even remove him with a fiat, unless he steps down willingly. There's nothing they can do.
Asking Ayu others to resign won't solve problems, says Baba Tokwe. Party risks losing Southwest. That's coming from a source. Be wary of APC's antics. PDP tasks Nigerians.
Instead of them to solve their own problem.
More details on page 5 of Vanguard newspaper. Let's move on. Because let's move on.
All right.
Auto crash claims 7 lives in Ekiti.
That's Ekiti thing.
That's on page 6. New UK law mandates foreigners to declare acquired property. That's on page 9, which is normal. Using Tucano jets, military wipes out 63 terrorists in Sambisa forest and Kaduna.
That's a good one.
So we're still giving thumbs up to
so it
our
means that
military.
the Tucano jets are now in full operation. Yeah, so that's good.
Then we should be happy to hear about this.
Yeah, of course. He's the man, the Tucano man.
Tucano man.
He's been asking, what are we doing with
Tucano jets?
But now there's a report that is now being used.
They're using it too. They've cleared 63 terrorists in Sambisa. All right, and Kaduna, but have they found the Chibok girls though? And
I don't know what that Chibok thing is. We hope that one day.
14. Alleged financial crime. Why EFCC arrested Ogun Assembly Speaker? Oluomo. That's on page 10.
Not MCO.
Not MCO. It's Ogun State. Ogun State Assembly Speaker. Let me put that out there. Ogun State Assembly. All right. More details on page 10. Subsidy. Why release 98 million liters of PMS instead of 60? Customs CG Ali queries NNPC. That's one piece in depth. That's coming from the DMODG.
We should know. It's telling us,
2023. Atiku won't be dictatorial. That's come from Okoa. What?
How does that? It can't be. We have a structure that even if you want to, there are enough checks and balances to check that. So
it's all right. More details on page.
We need to look at the third fund thing really, because those are options that people are already giving there. That we have to look at how to make monies available, through third fund. Look at taxes that could help the third fund, because basically it's for financing the tertiary institution. So is one area that we need to really pay attention to. How to put more monies in that fund and see how to help our tertiary institutions.
The Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED has advocated increase in tertiary institutions tax from 2.5% to 3% to improve research and development in the country. And explaining the reason for the oversight visit, there was an oversight visit to TED Fund headquarters in Abuja to ascertain the level of the performance of the 2021-2022 budget.
Yeah.
All right. So upon the enactment of 2022 Appropriation Act, the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria resolved that committees should embark on oversight visit on MDAs under their jurisdiction. So the 2.5% education tax paid from accessible profit of companies registered in Nigeria has obviously had a massive and sustaining impact on tertiary education in Nigeria through several interventions. All right. So what we're saying now is that urging TED Fund to expedite efforts on providing oxygen generator requested. Okay, so that's
some of the things they feel
some of the things that they should do.
Universities are requesting for.
Yes. So the committee maintained that the education and health sectors were two critical sectors that drive development. Hence, the need for an upward review from 2.5% education tax to 3%.
Just imagine that all of the leakages, all of this money that people are stealing away, if it goes into the health and the education sector, wouldn't it help the people?
Well, more details on page 9. If it's approved, it's a good one for the education sector. But the companies may not be happy to. But
at least, again, we need to now even monitor the disbursements of these funds.
What will it be used?
What we borrow.
So, but what are we using the money for?
Exactly. Yes.
That's where the issue is. It's not the fact that we are borrowing.
We borrow, but there's nothing to justify
this
the
is
borrowing.
What we borrowed for. Yes. More details on page 9. Soldier killed, van raised as gunmen attack army checkpoint in Enugu. Terrorists bomb armored car, kill 2 soldiers in Katsina community. And more details on page 6 of Vanguard. And finally from Vanguard, capital importation falls 2.4% to $1.53 billion in the second quarter of 2022. And that's all the trending stories that we have from our dailies this morning. We'll take a short break, and then when we
revelation, that huge one.
Yes, a very, very huge revelation as regards NNPC and
NNPC
our consumption.
Limited.
So apparently,
call it well. There's a limit.
NNPC limited.
Put limited.
It's okay.
We are now limited.
They are now limited.
It's our thing now.
It's privatized.
Okay, all right. But limited. Just always put limited.
Move on from it.
All right.
All right, stay with us. Don't go anywhere. You're still listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll be right back for Mainland Focus in a bit.
Everyone always
from Mainland Focus, and you're on to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Omobola Sandra, and I have with me in the studio Fuhad Zahid. And we're ready to dig deep into the Controller General of Customs, Ali, into his statement saying that NNPC cannot justify 6.34 trillion naira petrol subsidy. And when we try to dig deeper into what exactly he's trying to bring our attention to, Ali brought to our attention the fact that 98 million. He argued that NNPC cannot scientifically approve that 98 million liters per day consumption that they are claiming. So apparently NNPC is claiming that we consume as a country 98 million liters of PMS. And he is saying that the nation's oil company was supplying 38 million liters of the excess of 38 million. What he's saying is that Nigeria is 60 million consuming, 60 million liters.
That's the figure we're supposed to be
That's
working with.
the figure that we're supposed to be working with. But NNPC is pushing out 98. So where is the 38 going to? And he went further to say if we are consuming 68 million liters of PMS per day by their own computation, so why would you allow the release of 98 million? So it's very simple. Let's not go too deep. We are consuming 60, but you are releasing 98. So who are you releasing the excess 38?
And remember, even the 60 is still
shaky because
something that people are asking questions. Yeah.
It's still because it's something that definitely should be looked into. Because I remember some time ago that the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, was saying that Nigeria must investigate, how many liters of PMS it consumes and the differential cost between the landing and subsidy. So if this had been in the news for a very long time, and we talked about the fact that you can't say we consume 60 million daily.
And you just keep rolling the figures over.
You can
every
say we
day,
consume an average of 60, but saying that 60, that's the static number that we consume. So that means that the average Nigerian buys the same amount of fuel
daily,
every day. Okay, so Fuad filled his tank yesterday, and
then
because he wants to buy fuel again, he'll fill it up again today. And don't forget that even if he's filling it up today, you can't tell me that Fuad exhausted his fuel between yesterday and today.
And I will do the same thing every day.
And he will do the same thing every day. I don't understand. Are you going to Jigawa State?
I don't even know.
And coming back every
So we are still dealing with that figure and asking questions.
Okay.
Here we are. We are pushing 38 million liters excess to who?
So what Ali is saying, Colonel Ahmed Ali, retired, that's the Controller General of Nigeria Customs Service, is saying that there is no way I would have sold off the petrol. So he's talking about if I buy petrol and even if I travel to and fro Mina or to Kaduna, you can't. Do I do that every day? So what exactly?
So I have the same figure every day.
So now we're looking at smuggling now. We're looking at smuggling now. So if you release 98 million liter in actual and 60 is what is being used, then the balance is 38. So how many trucks will carry 38 million liters every day? Which road are they following and where are they carrying it?
So how does it get missing?
That's smuggling. So
what of the security operating?
And that's why he should be taken serious, because it's customs. So they pass through them. And that's why he can see. He should
also be answering questions on also, what happens in our borders, why the smuggling that easy, because 13 million liters is not a joke. I'm talking about smuggling. Who are the people pushing it out?
NNPC.
To achieve what?
That's why where are they passing? Because we don't know.
He should ask his own men.
He should ask his men. Thank you. That's where we're going.
But before we ask his own men, before we get to the issue of smuggling, we should also ask who is pushing it out to achieve what?
It's NNPC.
Okay, all right. To achieve what? To achieve what?
You want names? You want them to mention names?
No, to achieve what?
Okay, all right. So more than 38 million liters of PMS cannot be accounted for as it is now, and Ali said he's finding
daily. We should put daily.
Okay, very important for me to put that. So valid questions that we're asking this morning.
The nation has helped us to ask.
The nation has helped, and that's why I'm going to get my questions from this morning. Is this: how true is NNPC's 60 million liters daily consumption? That's one question.
We need to even check that too. Yeah.
How did they arrive at that figure? That's 60 million liters per day. How did they arrive at that figure?
Oh, that's on one
now,
side.
then why should the 8
When
liters per day when you have told us that we consume 60? Fuhad, it's just like saying, Fuhad, how many bottles of water can you drink? And you tell me, oh, I can only drink 10.
And then you supply 15.
And I'm supplying 15.
You want see, and everybody should ask them.
What happens to the excess 38 million liters, and who collects subsidy? That's where I'm also very, very interested.
People are playing with us.
Who collects subsidy on that excess? We are not using it. It's not for the nation. It's not for Nigeria. Who is paying the
apart
subsidy?
Apart from subsidy, even the money go. Because you are going to.
Where is it being remitted to?
That's it.
Well, we have to answer the first 3 questions before you can answer this last one. Okay. So this is a very serious issue, Steve, because I'm going to open up the phone line now, and I really, really hope that we can get some sort of answers. And this is not political, okay? This is not political. It has nothing.
It affects everybody.
Yes. So it has nothing to do with, oh my goodness, 16 years of this and 8 years of this. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. The point is, NNPC is I don't know, or there's still allegations though from the customs CG, but then we are also
honestly the House of Reps investigation is helping us. It's a lot of a lot of revelations.
It's opening our eyes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
So now it's very simple. The customs controller general is doubting the 60 million liter daily consumption.
That's on one side.
He's doubting it, and he's saying, how true is it that Nigeria consumes that amount
every day? No change.
He didn't say average. They didn't say average.
I said, no, it's 6 every day.
So I buy the same amount of oil every day. Okay. Everybody in the country.
We do the same thing.
It's routine.
No change.
Okay. All right now. So assume 60 days.
Now we are still doubting. No, you still now do 98.
Why do you supply 98? Collect subsidy on that 38, and who pays it?
And NMC they will pay now.
Why are we paying subsidy on 98 when we are consuming 60?
Why are we even releasing 98 instead of 60?
091 36 000 410 091 36 000 410. That's nothing. Like I said, this is not political at all. This is serious business that the customs officer, the customs controller general is bringing to. So are we paying subsidy, on something that we're not even using?
Consuming,
yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is. This revelation is coming out at the time when Nigeria is broke. I'm sure that this thing has been going on for years.
For years.
And there must be outcome of this current investigation, because they have been doing investigation for a very long time, and we don't see the outcome. Nobody is punished. In psychology, we call it reinforcement. When something is positively reinforced, people will continue without believing that what they are doing is right. These people are going to make Nigeria dry unless something is done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dele.
Thank you very much,
Sharp and
Dele.
short,
Yes, from Anthony. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Hello, good morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Mr. Kangwelina, please speak, a bit louder.
Fuad, good morning, sir.
Okay. No, Mr. Kangwelina.
It's not that deep.
It's a government institution. No matter all those things they're telling us about PLC or not.
The reality is it is not.
When government institutions start attacking each other, you know that there's foul play somewhere. I'm telling you, because usually they are supposed to be working as a system.
As a unit, yeah.
Yes. They should be working in unison. But when you see them, being in some kind of opposition with each other, you find out that there's something wrong somewhere.
Mr. Kangwelina, technically you can't say it's opposition because it's a private company, and customs is just simply saying, hey, you guys are I'm checking what you guys are doing.
Which one is a private company?
NNPC. It's a limited liability company.
Leave that thing they're telling you. Leave that thing. Since when?
Who
are the directors? When did they hold their AGM?
Abio.
This doesn't matter, my sister. See, let me tell you, this thing that is happening is what is leading to the fall of Nigeria right now. They have been doing this thing to Nigeria all this while, and let me tell you, If they don't do all these things, where would they get money to take home? You know, they want to go home now. They want to carry their bags. So if they don't do all these things, where would they get money to buy bread for their children? If you understand what I mean.
All right, thank you. It's okay.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm Sandra. Good morning, Madam. Yeah. Ajeda, my dear, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, you asked if Pagon again. I'm calling from Sango.
Morning, sir.
The issue of NNPC, I think we've not started. I called about a month ago after the incorporation that we needed to transit to a new company with an inaugural meeting. And that inaugural board meeting to be headed by Mrs. Ukadigo is their current chairman. We now hand over to the new board. That has not been done. So as it is, the Ukadigo board is an illegality under the Company Act in Nigeria. They report to president. So they can only pay dividend to their shareholder once a year or maybe half a year. We are all shareholders in different companies. So what we are saying is that, and the issue of whether it's making a million liter or 60 million liter, we have tracking system. I was in the industry, even though as an aeronautic. And you know the landed port for all the imported fuels. Still you don't even refine. So, or any other jetty. Then you have what is done every day. You have start there. Then you have your inland depot, petroleum depot. From there, how many trucks load per day? It's a simple thing. So the accountant can track this thing and tell us exactly, I'm not the customer or the GMD of NFPC telling us lies. I do not agree with what they are saying. And it's very easy to determine. The accountant auditor will do this thing through the working staff at various locations where all is being detained or loaded in the country.
All right.
That's just a simple advice. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for your contribution. 091-36000410. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning,
yes, Fuad, how are you?
Morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, God bless all of you.
Amen.
You are doing a very fantastic job. You see, this issue of Baritaoko, yes.
From Mindy.
Yes, it's Baritaoko. You are very right. This issue of subsidy or scam, Americans call it scam.
Okay.
He has been there for a very long time. Remember Professor Tan David West, the University of Ibadan biology professor who became Minister for Petroleum. A long time ago, he told Nigerians that there is nothing like a subsidy. If anybody is to know whether there is subsidy, he who is the Minister of Petroleum should know. He said it's a scam. There is nothing like that. You know. So, and because of that, the government at that time, I think he was under Obasanjo's military something, they accused him of taking 2,000 naira watch gift when he went for a meeting. And because of that, he lost his job. So this thing is the job of a caliphate. There is nothing like such. He used him at Hobby Airport on Broadway Street. He used him. They sell fuel at different prices to petrol stations. So why are we selling fuel at the same price in Kano, in Lagos? Can you tell me
they will tell you that because we are importing and we can't buy at international price.
What? Come again, sir. Come again, sir.
I'm saying is that there's no other product in this country that are sold at the same price in different
a free market situation.
Even when
too expensive for ordinary people.
Petrol is still sold in Lagos and in the southwest and in the same price. So what we are saying is that.
Okay. All right. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Farad.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Abiola in transit.
Okay.
All right, Abiola.
Yeah. They used to say something that Ilutiko Sophie could say. When snake, monkey are swallowing money, was anybody arrested? Was anybody jailed? sir. We know all this things. See, me, I don't like all this big grammar. We don't see. We don't need big grammar for all these things. There is a scam somewhere. If we are ready to do it, we will do it. You know, I used to say something that they know what they are doing. All these revelations on the paper and stuff like that. They are just, I don't know who they are. Their companies. So can they run their companies like that? Can anybody come to their companies and all of a sudden make a salary money in their own company? So possible, Baba. See, bro, all this big grammar, fish it out. Why will it be so hard to fish it out?
All right.
Baba, yeah, I just want to greet you now. Good morning.
That's a good one to greet. That's a good way to greet.
It's a good way to greet. We see you. All right, 09136 0000410. Hello. Please turn off your radio set. Hello.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Yeah, Paul from Egweda.
Oh,
Okay.
Paul
from Egweda, yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, well done.
Well, thank you very much.
My greeting, I want greet una too. I say this Okada ban is it dey sweet me. It dey sweet me too much. Our road now is free. No more jaga on the road. It dey sweet me. Those who are stealing oil, may they continue. May they continue. One day, monkey go market, you know, go return back. May they continue, they deceive themselves and deceive us. I think the major problem is that those who are leading us lack the political will to tackle the problems of Nigeria. It's not an invisible problem. It's very visible, and they know it, but they lack the political will. But one day, there will be a Moses that will lead the Israelites from the land of Egypt to the Canaan land. Thank you. God bless all of you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Happy weekend.
Same to you.
You too.
Good morning, brother.
Honestly, I used to say
It's okay. It's okay.
See, we have known all this while that these people are corrupt. They are cheap. Now, I want this government, in fact, Mr. President, Minister of Petroleum, to come out and tell us, maybe we have Department for Ghosts and Spirits consuming fuel in this country. Let's come and tell us now. Because how come we are going to have figure every day stable? Are we starting every day? Are we normal in this country at all? In fact, the reason why GMD went to the Senate the other time without documents, they know they cannot present anything. And as a matter of fact, everything that is coming out, this revelation now, if we dig down more, we are going to see a lot of things. The reason why when Buhari came in 2015, he said before that subsidy is a scam. The reason why he could not be refined is because as a Minister of Petroleum, they are benefiting. The very thing is, anyone coming now, she will not go to petroleum. Anyone that wants to take a ministerial office to go to a Greek, I don't take tractor and go farm and go to farm. Yes, and cultivate. Because all the money in this petroleum sector, these people are so much concerned to swallow everything. The reason why many of them are coming out today for presidential race. We have to actually use our brain. These people need to come out. In fact, Nigeria want to seek Buhari. Let him come and address us on these figures. We want to know who is giving out those fuel. To who? For what reason? What account? Let's come and tell us. That's my day. Good morning.
Thank you, Damlola. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
This is Moses from Command.
Good morning, Moses. Please go ahead.
Thank God you talk about this petroleum issue. That is my major interest because that is what I read in school, and I'm able to do some thing about the discussion concerning oil sector. Whatever I wanted to say now, it might not make sense to you people there, but this is what is happening. Whatever is going on in oil sector is technical. It's not something that we can dabble into it. But that means what I'm trying to let you know is that this is what we call cartel, this is what we call cabal. Cartel are those who run it outside the country. They are interested in Nigeria. Right from the beginning, they discovered that Nigeria had this crude oil. They have been running, and they are not more than 10. You might not want, and no matter all the governors will do, no matter all the presidents will do, the only job is speaking grammar to us. They are part and parcel of what is going on. Nigeria will only need a goal so that we can solve this problem. All this one we are talking, in the next 10 years, that is how it's going to be like. Nobody, because the cartel We never allowed anything to go on because they have the one, and Nigerians are helping this cartel to make sure that this thing goes on. You might not want to know who are these cartels that I talked about. I have made a lot of investigation in it, but Nigerians are not willing to allow. And part of those cartels are within the colonial masters who have colonized this country. Ask yourself, we are not producing oil. We are not producing petrol here. We only import. How many do we import a daily? How many fuel do we have that we are supplying fuel? There are over 60 million daily, and we cannot account for it. These are the things that they just tell us with their mouth. Custom officer.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Olivia, Papa.
Your name?
My name is Mr. Leo.
Okay, Mr.
All right.
Yeah. What I want.
Mr. Leo,
Always turn down your radio.
Mr. Leo,
Okay.
Leo, please turn off your radio.
Okay. So what I want to say there, this is matter. It has been today. How many barrels do we for this today? And also, like food is not everybody using it. To tell us that it's easy a number of barrels of fuel in addition. So that's why I blame government. Nobody monitors people. If sometimes the president himself or his assistant, they go out to all say government managers, I ask them and see how things are moving, and know how to fix it. This cannot be. This one cannot be happening. They are just working that they are working according to whatever they like. So nobody can police them. Nobody can sanction them. Nobody can police them. That's why they also be doing that way. Because even auditor, they want to invite auditor importantly. They check the amount, check what they are funding, and no amount that should be made on a year. But even if they like it's okay, nobody monitor them. They just using money like that. Everybody using money as I get concerned, and people are suffering. That's why. All these people monitor them, check them. All they cannot be happening. They fear. Because nobody is monitoring. They work within themselves and do themselves everything the way they like. Right. So that's the problem. So when any government will come now, let them put eye for all things. That's why Nigeria falling. But for Nigeria, like that. Easy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leo. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so we'll take some messages at this point now. Then we'll resume taking phone calls much later on. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. It's Mainland Focus, and the focus for this morning is the Customs Controller General Colonel Ahmed Ali, retired, who is saying that NNPC should please answer certain questions. We've posted, those questions saying that if NNPC is telling us that the daily consumption of fuel is 60 million liters, how true is this? And also, why should NNPC supply $98 million? Not 60. 98 million liters, apologies, daily, not 60. So what happens to the excess 38 liters? And who do they supply the 38 like million liters to? And then another question that we're asking is, who collects subsidy on that excess of 38 million liters? Let's take some messages and we'll come back to taking phone calls. Good morning, House. This is Jamu from Lagos. This subsidy thing will knock out this country to a bad side. How can 60 million liters claim to be real? Are they telling me these liters are selling at once in a day? Even water does not come out like this. NNPC can't answer customs requests because some people will be in prison. If IU is not chairman, will he die? It's now that Kwara State government knows about 11.6 billion naira. Although what does NAS say about our ASU lecturers? Okay, what NANS is saying about ASU lecturers is true. Having jobs in private schools, children in overseas. But my question is, what ASU is asking government, is it right or not? Nigerians, please forget about religion, ethnicity, sweet manifesto, personality. Look for confidence, competence, and trust to vote for. Thank you, Jamu. Good morning, crew. 60 million liters of fuel daily consumption and additional 38 million liters daily, making 98 million liters daily. Chai, that was the country. NNPC can't account for 6.3 trillion naira petroleum subsidy. Moses Ebong is promising military authority 2,000 naira in his capacity to rescue Leah Sharipo, and that's his promise. And that's Moses Ebong from Festac. Thank you very much. Okay. Good morning. These are logical questions we should be asking in all sectors, and answers must be provided. Watch out the off mic because Colonel Ali is spot on. Now, you know, some people have funnels that swallow subsidy funds. I feel the media is distracted from issue-based campaign by these intentional dramas in APC and PDP.
I keep saying it. Yeah.
Nerocello from Ogudu. I think we agree with you. Good morning, Mainland crew. I think it is very obvious now that this government is extremely corrupt and heartless. Honestly, the individuals in this cabinet are political. It's okay. Sacrificing the lives of Nigerians to sustain themselves and their families. Subsidy is a complete fraud and not just a scam. So fraud is bigger than scam.
I was asking.
I'll go and read my dictionary. This revelation is an eye-opener and a total mess, which means that the future of this country is at stake. Honestly, I'm very sad this morning that I belong to this country. And that's Olamiposi from Ilogbo.
Don't have to be.
Elegba. Don't worry. Everything will be fine soon. Hi, Mainland FM. This is very simple. It simply means that Fuad buys full tank, knowing his tank was leaking and pouring fuel all over, and goes back the next day after the tank is empty, buys another full tank again. Please, sorry, Mr. Fuad, I'm using it as an example, but you know, it means that a person is either foolish or the person is not seeing the obvious, because fuel is, I mean, how would the person be buying the same amount of fuel every day? These people are seen as as uneducated and ignorant. That's my own analysis, and that's Sean from Festac. Thank you very much, Sean from Festac, for helping us to break it down. Okay, so we also have good morning, Mainland crew. 38 million liters is about 1,151 trucks of 33,000 capacity. How is such a number of trucks smuggled out of the country daily? You know, that's the question I'm asking of. Border closure, fuel consumption was around 55 million liters per day, and we are spending 18 billion daily on something.
More on this. Not, I think the FC should just close shop for now on Yahoo boys and all of this. They should just concentrate on this thing.
Because we need to make money.
Yes,
we are 41.6 trillion.
That's the short-term solution I was talking about. We need to quickly block all these loopholes.
Thank you very much, Jacob.
And leakages.
Jacob Koo from Shomolu. Thank you. All right, we also have Sandra and Fuad. I greet you guys exclusively. Mr. Fuad, in as much as I want to reason with the customs boss, I won't totally exonerate him. He cannot completely feign ignorance of what is happening in NNPC.
We told him to ask his boys too how the trucks are living.
Those oils that are smuggled to neighboring countries like Seme by road, how do they leave our borders? Mr. Fuad, are there no more custom guys at the borders again? Trust me, very soon they'll off this mic as well. Nothing will come out of that
mic.
hearing.
No,
it's not this mic, please. Our mic is secured. James Ogbona from Oshodi.
And nobody should faint too.
It's possible for his boys to be doing some things and he may not be aware. Do you think it's possible?
Then it's on him. He's the leader of the team.
That's deep. Good morning, Sandra. Please always make this type of discussion. Okay, we should invite people on Focus. That's Okpeyemi's that's Okpeyemi's deal, okay, to bring in experts and talk about certain contemporary topical issues, okay. So just tune in to Situation Room Mondays through Fridays, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Stephen from Omoli, thank you very much, because before my boss will hear now and tell me to go and start looking for somebody that will come and speak. All right, I wanted to pick a call, but I lost that call. All right. Happy morning to you, Mainland crew. You're doing well. These people really know the kind of money they are getting from petroleum. Thank God we are a bit educated. If not, their grammar would have completely destroyed me personally. God bless Nigeria. And that's Damlola from Shasha. All right. Thank you very much, Damlola. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Yes, and this is Ray Observer on the line. I'm on transit at the moment.
This is who?
Ray Observer.
Yeah, Observer. Okay, just I don't know.
Okay. Observer.
Yeah. Yes. You see, the young man that spoke earlier on that said he read petrochemical engineering is very, very correct with his claims. I tell you, sometimes I think 2010 or 2011, I happened to be with a friend of mine that has a colonel as a friend. As a matter of fact, the colonel was promoted at that time, giving a redneck. They have this redneck on a redneck majors and all. And so we were in the hotel room. The colonel now said, "Oh, that God has blessed him." We were like looking. He said that they were giving contracts. He brought. This one is not hearsay. I saw the papers, and a particular commercial bank in Nigeria, which I don't want to mention, were the ones bankrolling this thing. They get some group of colonels. They call them badge or group. They'll give them that contract to lift crude oil from our shores. So they'll look for buyers outside of the country. And a particular bank, commercial bank in Nigeria, I saw the papers. The only thing then, I was saying, if the man had gone out, I would have snapped everything and make it public for everybody to see. So the military men, all those, there is no way a military coup will happen in this country again. Because all of them in the allegation. But I'm telling you, it's not a hearsay. This is what I saw. I saw the papers and I read through it. I don't want to mention banks. The EFCC should go to this bank. They know.
Yes,
they have cartels like what the other guy said.
Thank you, you talk
people
about.
They're still in the country. They know everything that is happening.
All right, thank you.
Hello, good morning.
These are very weighty allegations.
Very good morning to you, Adebola Sandra.
Good morning. Good morning, Prince. Why?
Good morning to all of you. May God bless you and bless your management.
Morning.
ọmọ mi kan ní mo láti orúkọ ẹ láàárọ̀ yìí ẹ má bínú o.
No, it's fine. Please go ahead.
orúkọ rẹ̀ ní lábẹ́rẹ́ náà. This morning there is subsidy that is a sure banker.
Yes.
If there is no subsidy now in the country, what? I think it should be buying at the rate of 70-something naira per litre. But when you talk of kerosene and diesel, they are around 70-something per litre. But when we use 60 million, the remaining 20 million, 15 million, Abi?
30 million. Million.
We are suffering the body country. You know, when we talk of corruption, that's what we in Nigeria. We talk of all debt. Now, from 2 million, we're down to 140 million. Paddy, the remaining millions, which is only in the country, is jerry can. But the 133 litre, 1,000 litre, can the tanker pass through the bush, if not main road, as we are today. And I just pity anybody want to be president of this country. You can't be at every point, everywhere. Those who work for you, ask what they are. They know that they corrupt. What?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. We better keep corruption before corruption kill Nigeria.
We need to kill corruption. Yeah.
Thank you.
Abakari, good morning.
Good morning to you. Well, I have the privilege of certain information on this matter, and I also have taken time to think about it, ponder about it. So I've come to the conclusion, and my conclusion is that everyone, either high or low, young or old, who is responsible for the level of embarrassment that Nigeria has found itself over the issue of subsidy, the God that knows how to answer therapy, that God will answer all of them and their entire generation. Thank you so much.
Is that prayer or the other one?
I don't know. He said the one side. I don't
It's
know.
okay.
No, but Zabakar is annoyed, obviously. Completely annoyed.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Well, how is it?
Morning, sir. Dave.
My name is Mr. Dave.
Yeah, Dave, been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
I've been trying to reach him actually.
Your station is very popular now. Well done.
Thank you.
By the way, nobody was there to off Colonel Ali's mic. Yeah?
No,
and he no faith.
Nobody to off his mic. He spoke too much.
Too much. Is helping?
It's not enough because we have questions.
See, this thing is not that difficult. unfortunately now, Nigeria is literally being raped from two sides. And everybody's just defending himself because it seems as if the people in government want to point out that it's this other person that did it. It was not me. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, we are budgeting for subsidy that, first of all, is just for consumption. It's not for production. We don't have the money, right? Second, money is relief. That was the aspect that we
don't even receive. Out, okay? That we don't even receive. Yeah.
Now, that subsidy, we're putting ourselves in greater debt next year. What kind of thinking is that? That's question number one. Question number two, crude oil theft. What? I've told you about this scam from day one. Sandra, I know you say it's okay, but it's not okay. In between the regulatory agency, that's the upstream and downstream regulatory agency, NNPC, and the Ministry of Petroleum, how come nobody can give you an accurate figure on what is being stolen, that are poking holes inside the pipeline vandalization? It is not, pipeline vandalization is very insignificant.
It's corporate stealing.
The big ones are
it's corporate stealing.
Yes, it is organized crime whereby it is not, you don't even move what you call it, crude oil in barges. Crude oil it goes through pipelines, and ships the size of a football field will move crude oil.
Move it out.
Thank you.
Yes. Now the point is, it is being diverted. It is not being stolen. It is being diverted. How come government cannot tell you where it went to? Somebody is lying to us.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you very much, Dave, for your
All right, well.
Yes, I appreciate. All right, so
and you can reach me.
Yeah, we'll reach you.
We'll definitely reach you. Definitely. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Michael. I'm coming from Wawa Aziz.
Wawa.
That's Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
Oh, Eku.
That's after Aripo.
Eku construction.
Or before Aripo. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, carry on.
Look, I want to say thank you for the job, for the good job you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
But at the same time, I feel very bad whenever I'm listening to the radio or TV, when they are talking about Nigeria, as if what they are discussing is not a serious issue. It's a pity. Where Nigeria is now, the level of Nigeria, the situation of Nigeria is now. Maybe it's because, God forbid bad things, nobody is praying for war. Maybe it's because there is no war, that's why there's no fight, or we are not killing each other. That's why it's like we are still moving freely. That's why people are coming to the media, they will talk, they will laugh. It's like something that connect to a national. In the radio, you are talking and you are laughing and you are smiling as if you are cracking jokes, as if it's a funny something. To me, it's a bad idea. To me, it's a bad. I don't even want to hear that thing. So that's why most of the time I don't like hearing Nigeria radio. So please, we should learn how to adjust that issue. So the another one is that the issue of Wike, I want him to expose them. If possible, I want you to let him destroy the PDP, let him destroy PDP. Because what they do to that man is a kicking, it's a slap.
All right.
Let me quickly just respond. No, I need to respond. No, Sandra. No, I have to respond. No, Sandra. No, I will respond to this. I have to respond to it.
I said thank you very much.
If we continue, just listen. If we continue to come on radio, just calm down, and we continue to throw it out to people. You must understand that people are already depressed, and we have to find a way to paint the ugly situation, inform and educate people.
It's okay.
And then bring it down to life. We can't. You think it's easy for us to continue to laugh about this bad situation?
It's okay.
And I watch CNN too. Yeah.
Fuad, it's okay.
So all right.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
You know, I think because we come on and it's like we don't have thinking, so we just come on and we just talk.
You think it's easy to gloss over these issues?
You think it's easy to talk about the same depressing
issues that just continue
every day?
We can't continue to depress ourselves.
Thank you, Michael. Though I appreciate your concern for the country. I mean, it's very passionate.
But you have to understand
it's
that
okay,
this is
Fuad. Thank you very much. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, ma. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Fuad, please allow the moderator to take charge, I beg.
All right.
When he say tell me that it's okay, please.
It's okay, no.
So that we know who is in. Yes. Name his child or himself. Wiki. And that's for the name. So maybe that's the reason why you pick points in discussion. Stand Friday. It is both the followers and the leaders. And let us start from the first principle. Let them remove that subsidy. Even if fuel reach 1,000 naira per liter, let us see what will happen. Whether they are tortoise story. To me, I don't buy into it.
All right, thank you.
So finally, the issue of the minister, the Navy people.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chuks Wiki. It's okay. We appreciate your contribution. We'll wrap things up with some messages now. Unfortunately, we won't be able to take any more phone calls. Today is Friday, and after now, AgView half hour comes up. So we have to leave the studio as soon as possible. All right, I salute you all for this new month. How's your morale, family? Motivational message and wrong philosophies. Half bread is better than none. Why settle for half bread when you can get a full bread or even own a bakery? This is a limiting belief that positions you to settle for less, and it is a mediocre philosophy. Happy new month. And that's from OC Morale from Ikeja Cantonment. I also have good morning, Sandra and Fuad. Let this present government continue with all painful treatments being meted out to Nigerians. Surely you must reap all you have. EFCC should please be prepared. Uzoma from Isashi. Thank you very much. Please let us stop deceiving ourselves. There's skeleton in the cupboard of NNPC. Okay, Chuku from Ojuelegba. Thank you. Also have good morning, Sandra. Don't overwork your brain trying to figure out fake figures from fake people. Do not forget these figures were put down by desperate, corrupt people. All right, and that is Gerald C. Igwebe from Ikotun. All right, thank you very much. We also have good morning, Mainland FM. The funny thing is, we all know the truth about all these things happening in the oil sector, but we choose to keep it at the back of our mind and continue beating around the bush because of fear. Sandra, are you telling me that the government does not know about all of this, or that they don't have the power to stop it? As long as we, the masses, keep quiet, this will keep on going on. The earlier we wake up, the better. There's no name and family. Thank you, Fuad and Sandra. How is Adeyemi? He's fine. 3, because there's a conspiracy to loot the nation to the ground. Before then, because in Jonathan's government. Adeloye, I see you. Thank you very much. You're a wonderful person for being on the show this morning. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. I'm urging
honestly,
you.
It's not easy. Coming every day to review in the midst of all of those depressing.
It's okay. Resist the urge. Show. We really appreciate you. We'll continue this conversation on Situation Room today by 4 p.m. It's open mic. So if you still have thoughts to share, you can always call in with Okwe. It's open mic, so you can always call in any of the topical issues that we've treated this week from Mainland Focus, from the Situation Room. The open mic is by 4 p.m. with Okweyemi Akiyode, and join Sahid Fuhad on Sunday by 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the Political Roundtable. That's all for this morning. My name is Ombola Sandra. Stay with us. It's Mainland 98.3 FM, and we are proudly the sound of Lagos.